Okay, we're about to start our Color in Space project. So in this project, we're going to think about all the things we've done up to this point, and we're going to combining all that into create a new image, right? So you have done, at this point, you've done the color wheel, where we talked about primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Then we did the color groupings and change in hue and value, right? So we learned how to use blending techniques with colored pencils to get a change in hue, which is that change in color, or change in value, which is light to dark, and then all the different ways we can group the colors. Then we put that to practice where we used our colored pencils to create that ribbon drawing. And so we were using our different colors to get a change in value. So we were using change in hue as change in value to make that ribbon look like it was winding in and out of space. Then we kind of left our color behind for a second. We looked at perspective drawing. So we looked at single point vanishing point, and then we looked at 2-point vanishing point, right? So we created scenes using those single point, just like in these drawings where we did the practice and the city scene. And then we did that double point where we have, once again, the practice and the city scene. So we learned how to create that illusion of space in a 2D surface, making it look 3D. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you are going to be using that knowledge to create an image of your own. So you're going to decide what it is you want to draw, and you can use colored pencils, or if you happen to have access to paint, you could use paint. That's up to you. So most of us are going to be using colored pencils. And so you're going to pick something, and now it could be a city scene, it could be a word, it could be some shapes. You decide what you want to tackle, and you're going to pick either single or double point perspective. And then you're going to pick analogous colors. Now remember, analogous colors are colors that are side by side on the color wheel. So these are just some examples. So here is the word art, and this was done with a single vanishing point. The vanishing point was above the word, so all the words kind of go back in space to that single point right there. Then we have this other one. This is another, and that one was in paint. This one is another painting. This is using double or the 2-point perspective, right? So we had the 2 vanishing points on either side in that city block, and you can see I used the analogous colors here. Remember, analogous colors, right? So I've got my red, yellow, and orange, as well as white. So that's why I get some of those light colors in there as well. So that gives me this whole range of colors to play with, and I can play around with how that affects the scene. Now here's one I did in colored pencil and using the word love. So you can get those rich colors if you lay in the colored pencils like we practice in those exercises, all right? So you can use your sketchbook to do this if you'd like. If you have still that bigger piece of white paper that I had, you can go ahead and use that for this project if you choose, right? If you're using colored pencils, it might be better to work a little bit smaller because it is pretty difficult to lay in all those layers of colors and get those really rich colors with colored pencils. So I would suggest if you're using colored pencils, don't go too big. If you're using paint, there's no reason why you couldn't go a little bit bigger. All right, so the choice is up to you as to what you're doing as far as subject matter, but you want to make sure you use either single or double point vanishing point and analogous colors. If you have any questions about how we're doing this, let me know and have fun with it.